One of my tips is definitely just to talk to faculty members. When I first got started, I first started thinking about what I might be interested in sophomore year, and I just talked to like one of my statistics professors, just being like, hey, you're an economics professor. I'm interested in microfinance. Do you know anyone who has an expertise in that or an interest? And she was the one who actually directed me to Dr. Deloach. I've never had him as a professor ever. I probably would have never even met him necessarily, well, maybe, had she not connected me with him. So I think really just discussing it and talking about it, that'll help you really direct yourself to a more specific topic and kind of get you going in the right direction, especially getting steps, finding a mentor and things like that.
The number one tip I would have is don't be scared. At the beginning, it's going to seem like a huge project. You're going to say, how can I get this done with the deadlines? I don't know what I'm doing. What's a literature review? I've never heard these words before. But at one point, every researcher was in that boat. So don't be scared of the tasks ahead of you. You'll do it before you know it. You'll have this great project. It'll be over and you'll look back and say, where did the time go? So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. The more you look at your research as a project you're doing for yourself and not for grades, not to graduate, not for a program, the more you'll get out of it.
My advice to any student interested in pursuing undergraduate research is, pick a topic that you're passionate about, that you're interested in, and I mean genuinely interested in. I know that faculty say that all the time. I was told that a lot, especially my freshman year, and they warned us, if you don't pick a question that you're interested in, by the time you're in your senior year, you're not going to be that attached to your project. You're just going to want to have it be done and over with. And so I listened to the advice I received as a first year and second year, and I love talking about my project.
Don't be limited in your first ideas, because when I originally thought about doing a project, I had a large range of things that I wanted to think about doing, but I decided to look forward and look at the broader scheme and then go forward from there and figure out what I wanted to do. So rather than just going with the idea of, I want to do a presentation about this artist, I want to do a presentation about art during this time, and then this group of artists, and then this artist.
I also took off some time from the concussion project and looked into what other faculty are doing. I think a lot of people come in, like I did, even though it wasn't research, a lot of people come in knowing, I want to research autism and do this. But there's a lot of faculty here who are doing some really great research that even though there might be somebody who's in your area, you might have a better relationship with somebody else. And at our level, it's really about that relationship and working together and kind of developing your skills in general, not necessarily a specific project. You can do that once you get to graduate school or higher levels. So I think looking into research, you really should look at all of your options and try and find somebody who matches up best with you, not necessarily, it doesn't have to be the field you're interested in.
If you have some question that you've been talking to friends about, or if you notice that one of your peers, maybe someone older, is researching something that you're interested in, don't be afraid to also pursue that same line of inquiry, but take it in a different direction. You don't need to feel like you have to come up with something so startlingly original that sort of sets you apart. Research really is a process of building on the work of others. So don't feel like you can't run with someone else's ideas.
I would tell them not to look at the whole project at once, because when I first started and I was just assisting on research and watching, it seemed so overwhelming. But you do it in such slow steps that first you get all the research and then you think about the procedure, that as long as you just work on the step that you're on, it doesn't seem like such a large project.
For other students interested in pursuing undergraduate research, I think it's important to know that you are important in the process. When I first started, I was very nervous and I didn't feel like I could really give my input on a lot of ideas because, I'm an undergraduate and I'm working with, a highly known professor, highly respected professor, and as the process went on, I became more comfortable. She would ask me questions and I realized that I really had ideas and my input could make a difference, and it really did matter that we were on the same page instead of just, okay, this is your project, it's more our project.